Desktop is rolling, laptop is rolling, filming today, Monday 17th of February 2025. I'm just going to ring Jacinda Hamilton in Hamilton, solicitor, and see if I have any luck with her to our case. I'm just not too prepared at the moment. I'll just call her up and see if I can get through. Where's it going? Hang on, I've just got to open my phone. Okay, now go to phone and number. Speaker on. Hi, could I speak to Jacinda Hamilton, please?
She's at court at the moment.
Oh, is she? Is she back in the office this afternoon?
I hope so.
Oh, okay. I'll try later. I'll give it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give her a message?
Yes, John Wanoa. I want to see if she can do a case for me. It's a big case in Hamilton, please.
Okay. And what was there any other information?
No, I've got all the information, everything there. Not much to look for because it's all documented and everything. So it would be good to just talk to her to kick things off, and if necessary I can come over to see her.
Okay. What was your best contact number?
This one on the phone, 021 078 2523.
2523. All right. And can I just confirm the spelling of your surname, please?
John Wanoa, W-A-N-O-A.
All right. No problem at all.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, she's in court at the moment, so I'll just make a list of things. I wasn't prepared to talk to her, so I'll just write down a few things. And for the case of the Mitchell Family Trust and the court case we had at Waitangi, and that's all being documented and video, putting videos up on Facebook, and also documents, legal documents for the Native Magistrate King's Bench Court, and also our flag, the King William IV 1835 Constitution flag, which to my understanding has been confirmed. It will be gazetted back in by order of Westminster Court and Westminster Parliament to go back up the British ship mast on the treaty grounds, and the Japanese Maori flag to come down. And that is a conflict of interest with us, the British partner, and also it is not the flag of New Zealand originally. It was this flag, the 1835 Declaration of War flag, or Declaration of Independence flag, that has been there as the founding of this country, and by a long margin of years, and I've been in this journey for 50 years or so, research into everything that's to do with the British Crown and the New Zealand natives and the people living here with us happily or hope so, when we get our flag up here. And to my information, it's going up in Westminster as well, as Westminster being reconstituted back into its old south of the Britain, the UK, and the four country state of Scotland, England, Wales, and Ireland. Okay, so that's going to go back to its old self, and its British military, which is the Navy, the British Royal Navy, our partner, and I'm hoping that it will set up in the Pacific and around the world for our protection, the black line that's around the little cross on our flag, and the 8-point star of St. Patrick's Church in Ireland, and also the Mason Property Trust Act 2023, amended from 1956, and also the Trump administration executive orders, which will be implementing and enforcing on our government jurisdiction of the Admiralty, mortgage liens on anyone who crosses our path, and our connection between here and Britain, our partners. Okay, I'm going to answer the phone and see who's ringing at the moment. No, that's my phone, I think. I'll just answer it and see. I can't see where it's coming from. I'll try this one. Where is it going? Hang on. Oh, no. Oh, that's where it's coming from. Hello? 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 I'm just on the phone at the moment, darling. I'm just doing a video. I'll give you a call back in 5 minutes, alright? Just give me 5 minutes to finish my call, and I'm doing a video. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Bye. See you in a minute. Okay, that's Rosemary from Philippines. I'll get back with her in a minute. Give her some good news and keep in touch with our business over there in Philippines. So there we go. That's what's happening at the moment in New Zealand. We've been past the Waitangi Treaty of Waitangi celebrations at 6th of February 2025, and the fact that the New Zealand government had their celebrations on the 3rd of February 2025 and put their own flag up, gazetted their own flag of New Zealand, the Crown Sovereign of New Zealand Private Corporation Company, and we've got the Moai Crown King William IV Trust versus the Waitangi National Trust as debtors, and we are the creditors with our flag going up, and every corporation in the world has been liable by Eddie Mitchell and his Mitchell Family Trust in debt for $17 trillion US. That's come out of my own registered company in New Zealand, Ngā ATUA Iwa AOTE Limited, which is the People's Company, and I've got that set up to go again with a few more companies as trusts with those acts of King William IV, 1830 to 1837, intact, and we'll be using those on anybody who plays up and gets across into the front of our path. If you get your photo in this native magistrate court, then you cannot get it off, and the bill goes against you as a debtor. 1 trillion Moai pound notes, 2-bar Patterson patented pound notes. That's up against the Rothschild's 1-bar unpatented pound note, and their fraud money laundering fiat US dollar that's tainted the US crypto with Rosie Rios, the boss of Ripple. She's the bank manager of Ripple, the bank of the crypto XRP, and Bitcoin is the reserve bank of crypto. So in front of them, and as competition against their crypto, we have the Moai Crown chip coin of the pound note, birth certificate value worth 1 trillion Moai pound notes. Okay, so that's the difference in that against the Rothschild Bank business. And your mobile phone will become the new birth certificate replacement of the chip coin and pound note, cash, liquid cash. Okay, we've got it all sorted out. And we'll be getting a new bank manager down in Southland, Fiordland, and Invercargill and Queenstown. I'll be moving down there and living with the people there. They're mostly British and French and Scandinavian and everybody else, American, and all sorts. All the same, equal, and we'll work together in harmony there under King Ernest Augustus V. He's our reigning monarch of the British Crown, unbroken sovereignty to William the Conqueror, King William, 1066, linked to King William III of Orange, 1689, and linked to King William IV, 1830 to 1837, and linked to Ernest Augustus the first, his brother, King Ernest Augustus I, his brother, and linked to from there to his successor, King Ernest Augustus the Fifth, King of Britain, UK, Hanover, and his son, Ernest Augustus the Sixth, to be the reigning monarch after King Ernest Augustus abdicates to his son in France. Okay, so really in place as unbroken, or a continuity of sovereignty from one king to the next king to the next king, and no queens. Okay, that's what it is, and that's who sailed around the world with the 10-acre block of land cut into little squares of mortgaged lands. Started off from Helensville, Awaroa Native Magistrate Court Bank, okay, to make the money through the Freemasons Masons Property Trust Act and their 1956 Amended Act and their 2023 Amended Act. And so that's where we're sitting with that 2023 Act of the Property Trust Act of Masons, Freemasons that is, and also Donald Trump, Freemason, and his executive orders that I am using myself as his mirror image, and also a mirror image of the 33-degree Mason from England soil land, okay, to me soil land in England, in New Zealand, and linked to Santi Hitarangi, my blood brother in DNA in Rapa Nui, Easter Island from Mokonui, East Cape, and Te Pito there, birth of New Zealand, and the first rising sun in the world there, to the midday rising sun up into the Milky Way in Easter Island, Manakena Marae, and to the woman's womb there, and the marae there, to Marangaro Marae at the East Cape, Te Araroa, and the Whakaangi where I live, on our block of land there. Okay, so that's how it works. And then I'm holding the flag, and I went to England before in 2017 and again in 2019 to put the King William IV flag up as the flag of a constitution and free passage through the well flag, and also a corporation flag. It's a Municipal Corporations 1835 flag act. So I'm putting that flag back up again in Westminster, what I went there for in 2019 to put it up, but I was deported unceremoniously at the airport and dropped off in Hong Kong and left there to die. Okay, so there, that's a lot to make up for the trust and mistrust of the British Crown and the authorities there, and the government trolls who put me through a lot of trouble and had me thrown into prison and thrown into the mental home. So been through a lot. So never mind, no emotions in business with the Masons. It's just straight business, and they are there with a craft, and they are there to improve the situation of business better than what it is. They're not trying to start something new from something old. They're just picking it up and improving its business outlook. They are not a church organization or religious beliefs. They are straight business only. Okay, so that's what I like about them in the South Island. I'll meet up with them there, and I know there's a Jack Underwood there. I've got to meet Underwoods there, and they are the ones that are linked to England, and I'll put that together with the Scottish, my own Rogan Scottish judges, and also the Cosgrove lawyers and Governor Generals from Australia here, and the Cosgroves here, and Australia and England from Ireland. Okay, that's the Irish part of me in our DNA, and also Santi Hitorangi, my direct bloodline DNA to Rapa Nui, East Island to Mokanui, big face at East Cape. First light sun in the well, and also my homeland there. So there, I'm going to a new place in Fiordland and put the tidal turbine bridge together. I'm hoping to link Stewart Island to Bluff and put the power there into Tiwai Point smelter for aluminium, and also powering up two of those bridges, a whole South Island and bridge in Cook Strait, and to build eventually joining the North and the South Island up with power, and also place to do aqua farms, and also farming. That means vertical farming on the sea, on the construction that the Chinese will put up. No trouble. Okay, I've already got them putting up 420-story building in Cook Street, Auckland. That should have been up in 2012, and Moai Manukau and I wanted his land back in Cook Street, and also the Methodist Church in Queen Street. They up and sold it as real estate, and that won't be after that one again, and Cook Street. What he exactly wanted was his Manukau land back and his Manukau native title to John Rogan. Rogan married the Manukaus, and Dick Rogan married Maraorati Wano. Okay, down the East Cape, Te Araroa, Horoera. And so there, the Rogan families are in my blood, and I'm doing a judge's job and a lawyer's job of Cosgroves. That makes complete of the documents I have online, and the jurisdiction and legal authority to do what I do in courts. No building with a roof on it necessary. You can do court anywhere with that flag of King William IV, and it's a free passage anywhere without a court or a roof, and have the court hearings anywhere. So there we go. That's as much as I can say for now, and I'm just clearing the deck here and making things happen around here. And we've got the camera here. Oops, I can't get it off. Am I stuck to the thing? I was going to show you the laptop there and the other big computer screen there, and that one there, and screening on there, and screening on here on this recording to see how it comes out afterwards. So there, I'll try and ring Jacinda Hamilton, the solicitor. There's 16 of the Crown New Zealand solicitors here, and straight into the government side, and I'll get her to call the solicitor in England and talk directly to that solicitor from her here, and hopefully she'll pick up the case of Eddie Mitchell. Has libelled all Freemasons in the world, he's libelled all barristers in the world, and he's libelled all banks in the world, also the system of land transfers. He's libelled all those people that are in the court system and land transfer system, and disrepute, and the Masons have to fix that problem, and Donald Trump being a Mason, and me being a mirror image Mason of the 33-degree Mason in England, and put this Mason problem aside. You've got 970 million trillion Moai pound notes on your head. Every single Mason in the world, every single bank manager in the world, every single judge in the world, every single lawyer in the world, every single solicitor in the world, every single Crown agent in the world, every people who are connected to the business in the same Fraudster bank dynasty, you all got the bill on your head. 1 billion elite people in the Fraudster banks, and Prince Charles, and also Prince William, that's in your bloodline, with no Admiralty to hook yourself to a mortgage lien. You have no mortgage lien in your family of monarchs, okay? Queen Elizabeth had no monarch of coronation, okay? Only Queen Victoria and King William had coronation on the scone. Okay, so there, that's that. And the jurisdiction of William is not William the Conqueror or William the Fourth, our partner. That's our partner with the flag. You can't come into our contract, William and Kate. Sorry, you got a 970 million trillion pound note on your head, and the Rothschild Bank, and their dynasty, their family, and also all linked to you and your bloodlines. Okay, all other monarchs in France, Germany, and or so forth, Spain, and everybody else, using King William III's Admiralty court-martial law and his mortgage lien bank instruments, gets 970 million trillion pound note on your head. Okay, so that's taken into account the Swiss Indo and the reserve of the US federal state government and their crypto, Ripple Bank, and your tokenization, and also your reserve bank Bitcoin. You've got that Rosie Rios as the executive CEO of Ripple, your bank, and the federal government's bank of the crypto will have a chip coin right in your face. the chip coin, and the 2-bar pound note. Patented pound note. Patterson pound note. William Patterson, and now John Patterson, my partner, the Navy, Royal British Navy man that I had a partnership with, and they put him also in the mental home, and he's out now, but I'll just hook up with him again as my partner in England soil land. Okay, he's a Scot, and the documents of land transfer is Scot, Freemason, Scottish rights, and the island is the corporations all stacked up over there. All the corporations in the world, big corporations, elite, are in Ireland with the 8-point star of St. Patrick to pick up the rents on the land everywhere in 270 countries in the world affected by the jabs and the poison water and the poison air, the poison food and the poison instruments. Okay? Tainted legal instruments and tainted land titles, mortgage lands and indexments on your head for corrupting the system. And Trump is going after you to pick you up one by one with Elon Musk, with orders from his administration in the White House, and I'm using the same instruments to recover the debts from all you debtors against the 970 million trillion pound note divided into 1 billion elite people and the rest who are oblivious and ignorant of what we are doing as a native magistrate court in the world first, and then the next one will be England native soil land. The native is someone born on the land that's come from any country or the host country, as well as being the oldest living person on the land and born there is a sovereign native there. Your sovereignty, everyone's sovereignty of 7 billion people is worth $1 million in the Rothschild Bank corporate system, and everyone in the native magistrate, King's Bench Court, High Court system is 1 trillion for your birth certificate, which will be forfeited into the mobile phone as 1 trillion worth value on your body. Okay, that's what you're worth in this court, and it's not very hard to change over, but you're going to have a DNA test to see if you're genuine, where you come from originally, how you got on the land of any country, and are you ID efficient or proven to be who you are. Okay, there's not going to be any whāngai or adopted person without its proper identification, where you come from and which family you come from, because we'll find you on the ancestry.com and all the records that will be seized in New Zealand of your background, your what Trump's doing, your identification, and anybody that's wrong or breaking the rules of the corporation on this side will be deported back to where you come from. And that goes for anybody here in New Zealand who is playing around with somebody else's name or a name that doesn't belong to them, standing on their 2 feet. You must have your own surname, background, where it come from. Okay? Most will come from England, America, and Scandinavia, India, and China, here in New Zealand. So you'll have to identify which country you come from before you get a native registration on the land here. which belongs to the natives who were here in the first place, and the second lot of natives, and the third and the fourth natives who arrived as visitors and blended themselves and are now integrated into the families that were here in the first place. And as far as I'm concerned, I've got the Morioris that the Crown has picked, and myself, the Tahitian native that was here as far as the British Crown from 1689. The first corporation acts were put together by King William III of Orange, and the Dutchman that founded New Zealand is a Dutch country of Zealand, New Zealand, the same as Newfoundland up there in Europe is the same as Ulster in Ireland, and Ulster here, North Ireland, and Munster, South Ireland, to Munster, south of Ireland, is the sister states there to the sister and brother states here, as being more British here. And I'm going to mix up with them in the South Island and put the brains together, because I want to be with those people that think and put something wonderful together for everybody else. And if necessary, will employ robots to run the business on the bridge, and try and fit live humans to go in with the robots. The robots will work 24 hours a day and nothing an hour payment. Okay, cost 20,000 for a robot, and he will be programmed to do any job on the bridge, which is high tech and very efficient. Okay, and the power source is very powerful, and plenty of energy to go around on houses and vehicles, planes and boats and trains. Okay, plenty, heaps of it. And also eco farmers. I've been to Japan in the earlier years and bring them here to come and live in fieldland and work their magic in preparing food at the top, highest level of cuisine. Okay, so I've been through that in Japan. I know what it's like. I know what they like, and I like some of that too. So don't be surprised if a robot that I find can dive for crayfish and kinners and powers, and doesn't have to take a breath and stay down all day and night and dive every minute and do more work, and don't have to be going for breakfast and lunch and dinner and having a rest. It just keep going and get some new batteries for it, and keep a handle on production. So 10 square acres of land at Helensville equals 10 square acres in fieldland, and 10 square acres in the sea of fieldland and around all the islands, Auckland Islands, Stewart Island and Chatham Islands, and right around New Zealand Islands. The 10 square acres are going right around there, and we're going to see its value and put it in the chip coin and the pound note. I'm going to work it out how much the Moai pound note is worth from here. The figures, and every fish is live. Okay? With marketing live fish in our aqua farms on the bridge, platform construction, and the boat swimming around live and chilled and not frozen. No frozen, and no gambling, no stock market, no poorness, no corruption and fraud, and no poison food. All going. All the poison skies are going to stop, because we'll have the British military here to man the skies and make sure, under our law, that there's no more spraying in the sky, no more poisoning. It's banned. Okay? You'll get your gear confiscated. You'll have everything confiscated, just like Eddie Mitchell. Have all his properties. He's got 17 trillion that he stole off me in Australia. You might think that's what I'm worth. Well, take your pick. Who did it? Him or me? Okay, so there we're going after it and put it in the court hearing in Tāpeka with Gregory Cook. He's going to have a celebration there before we go to England to put the flag up there. The flag is getting gazetted here by order of Westminster, and it's going up at Tāpeka Point and with the Navy there, but the Navy there is not the Navy in England. Okay, the Navy in England is where I went to see John Patterson, the Navy, to put our flag up. I want him to put it up because that's what he's supposed to do when I went there. I'm his partner, and now he's my partner as first partner here, first party, and he's the second party because the British Crown in Westminster ran away into the sea and got lost and drowned and lost at sea and gone into EU Parliament, and now they're going to reconstitute the British Constitution of 1689 and more than likely be our flag, the 1835 Constitution flag, back into a 2025 Constitution of Britain and updated and amended to this flag there at Britain, with it up in the air as on Westminster Parliament and Buckingham Palace as the flag of the world in four corners of the world, 8-point star of St. Patrick, to pick up the lease right around the world in 257 countries that are native, with our model native land title here, the 10-acre block in Helensville, Awador, native magistrate, King's Bench Bank Court. Okay, so there, that's our origins of jurisdiction and legal and legitimate authority to stamp our mark with that flag and the Moai statue of God's face, ATUA, not God. God is corporate English, and ours is ATUA, straight up God, without a roof over your head. Okay, there's a bed of stones in Taputapuate Marae, and also a bed of stones in Rapa Nui. To Mokanui, be a bed of stones up there at Te Pito Point there, birth of New Zealand, and Te Pito, birth of the world, in Rapa Nui. Okay, Rapa Nui there to Mokanui, big face here, big shine there, the sky, and straight up into the Milky Way, and the woman, womb there, the birth of the kids and generations to come. Okay, so there we are. That's all. It's supposed to be a video to Jacinda Hamilton in Hamilton, and to set her off to do our case against Eddie Mitchell, and I'm making public humiliation of him. And Alfred Mitchell, his brother, was up there at Waitangi, never came over to the Native Magistrate Court to plead his innocence and ask for his name to be taken off the list of wanted. Okay, Greg Cook, you got to go after him, mate, and his brother, because Alfred put all the documents together with the Maori Te Ture Whenua Act and the Maori Incorporations and the Maori Corporate Soul, and his brother took those documents and took the dock land and had law of his own to do what he liked with dock lands when others can't do what he does. When he got the money, he can do anything, and they thought they'll get away with it by being big. No. By being smart? No. And doing what they did with my instruments and took it for their own greedy, selfish needs. Okay, and their interests was supposed to be the public's money, not theirs, for their family. You're going to lose the whole lot. I've warned you enough times, time and time again. Your photos are in the court and in public and in around the world, and you can't get it off because the Freemasons have you in their sights for breaking their law, the Masons Property Trust Act 1956 and 2023. Okay, so you got to answer to the Freemasons and answer to the court. Okay, so there, that's public and private hearing. Okay, we're doing both, public and private. The private is the equivalent of the nation's Grand Lodge, is the King's Privy Council. Okay, we have the King's Privy Council, which is nobody's business to inquire. I've picked Widamu Hey as the chief there of all chiefs to the land, as being one chief, and there's always going to be one Prime Minister or one President, and there we have one chief that is one from 15% of the married population of this country, and 95% of everybody else is got to be catered for as well in this equation. Okay, the wealth is put together by 100% of everybody and split off to 55% British immigrations here, immigrants, and also 15% Chinese, 15% Indian, and the rest everybody else. And so think about that, people. Think about the square pieces of land I'm talking about, and you're in one of the square acres of land of how much that's worth around you. Hey? And look at yourself, and look at the banks shutting down and putting crypto ATM machines there, and how the government there is using crypto to put you in a corner, and they're one world government and one money system that's going to trap you with a press button to turn you off and on if you don't pay your rates. We don't have that in our system. You still have cash freedom and also chip coin to offset the crazy crypto that's hiding money away that Trump has given Elon Musk, Tesla CEO, court orders or executive orders to go after and investigate all the fraud people and how much they stole in avoiding and evading tax and stealing land and money off the tax-paying innocent people. Okay, you got to get found. Even Biden had about 490 billion he's ripped off for himself. Okay, and Hillary Clinton on those war, that Haiti and all those places, which she's carved all the money out of them, and the other Clinton did the same thing. The young one, she did the same thing too, ripped off the people, and all those other army generals and all those Milley and all those people that did the same thing. And Fauci, he's been pardoned, but not in the Moai court. He's going to get strung up with the pound note on his head. His photo is in our court. All of Helen Clark's ministers are in our court back then, and they just took off with the Foreshore and Seabed Act without consultation, and they're still doing that now, pushing ahead without consultation with the public. Okay, so Helen Clark, all your ministers, and they're all passed away now, still collecting the money in their pension. They're all going to have $1 trillion or more on their head. And all the main ones like Jacinda Ardern and Cindy Kira have got 1,000 trillion on their head. Okay, 1,000 trillion. I'll rack it all up so that it bankrupts all those elite people that have got trillions in their accounts, and all their real estate and all their gold, silver, oil, and all that will be seized. It'll be forfeited with the big Moai pound note and big Moai crypto chip going. Okay, so there. That's all. That'll do. That'll do for now. And I'm looking forward to a robot scuba diver. Okay? He doesn't have to have an oxygen tank on his back. He just goes straight down and picks the crayfish up without getting bitten by the crayfish. Okay? And the killers, he can pick them up, spikes and all, and won't have spikes in his fingers. Okay, so there. Time now is 15:46, 46 minutes past 3, and we'll see if I have time to ring Jacinda Hamilton back, or she might ring me back. I'm just waiting for her call. Okay, got the phone ready to go and have a talk to her and try and hook up with her to get going. I had Farah Adams, a solicitor in Edinburgh, Scotland, to do the case there, and I've got to ring her back again as well. I rang Sarah Sailors, and she's going to the UN, and I'll talk to her next week, she said, and get her on board as well. With our flag going up in Westminster, it's going to make a big difference in sovereignty of nations like her country. She works on the Constitution of Scotland, and this jurisdiction, I'm having a little word or two about it, about constitutions and commercial contract law. That's what I do, equivalent to a contract lawyer or a constitution lawyer. Okay, I do the same job with my Rogan brain and Cosgrove lawyer brain. Okay, so there, I'm making use of myself for the good of ordinary people in New Zealand and the world, and then I'm gone and left a good lot of information behind for the next generation of people. I'd love to take a lot of the younger people away into training on new professions, and look after all of them if I can. I think all the ones that have gone too far, the older ones, be too hard to look after, but we got a budget for them as well, and a respite home or a marae where they can all live together in a village, and fund all that as well when we get our funding going. I'm going to open the Moai Powerhouse Bank. Is open on the website, the Moai Powerhouse Bank. There's 87 Facebook sites, one for each portfolio holder in the Moai Federal Estate Government of New Zealand, and there'll be one portfolio each profession, one for each lot of people that are having problems mentally and state abused by the state government here. They get the bill to pay back all those people affected and the ones jabbed and lost their lives. The loss there is the gain here. Okay, that's a debt system there, and we've got a credit system here to put the debts in a death lock. And Donald Trump has got the death penalty for anybody that commits treason or money laundering or corruption and fraud, and there's plenty of that business around at the moment. It's rife. Fraud is rife in the white collar, blue collar crime, and that's the government here is a criminal organization, private corporation companies of the MPs are separate self-employed businesses. That's a conflict against us, the voters who put them there in the first place. They're there for their own self-interest. Okay, they made new legislation here in Parliament to have their own private company and their own shares in their company, and Scotland did the same. So Westminster said, thank you very much, we'll have that off you. And here they are trying to beg for their sovereignty back, but Westminster said, nope, you're not getting that back from us. You'll have to buy the whole place out. The same as here. You want your sovereignty back? You've got to buy everybody out in those 10 square acres of area that other sovereigns are sitting in it. Okay, there's plenty of sovereigns here. 5 million sovereign people sitting in those squares. Some have got more 10-acre squares than others, so they get the bill for 10 times as much or 10 acres divided by the big acres they've got. Okay, if you've got 3,000 acres, divide that by 10, and that's much more you get and have to pay the tax on. Okay, you work that one out. The bigger the property you got, the more tax you pay. That's Trump for you. That's me for you too, being a real estate agent, and my ticket in real estate and mortgage broking. Okay? Goes together with a mechanic and a toolbox to fix up all the problems of money and laundering, money and fraud and corruption. It's a big business. Okay? There's plenty of people who can learn how to do it and go and knock on every door. And we can employ all you people. That's 95% of you can work and go and knock the doors of 5% of the elite and check their title. We'll give you a little note to go and check their title and their means of making money. Tell them where you get it from, and tell them how you get the money to buy the land, and bring it to us. That's an easy job, and you'll get well paid for it. See, until they're all caught. Okay? Alright, see you later. Bye-bye. Turn that one off. 51 minutes. That's about an hour talking. I'm not even drunk. Okay, off we go. Desktop off.